And I believe we are live. Not that that is going to make a world of difference for a bunch of people here. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to a little bit of a spontaneous episode of the Apptrepreneur Show. We have not done one of these in a while, and I wasn't going to do one for this. I mean, I wasn't, but I kind of decided, sure, why not? The story that kind of came across my desk, or my email, if you will, was just too good to pass up. However, for those of you who are not aware of how the Apptrepreneur show works, the way it works is that I pick a list of topics. So today it's just one. We discuss the topic, and then afterwards we have a little chat with you. We field questions. We want to hear your comments on the topic at hand, all that jazz. So it is a fun time for most. Well, okay. Anyway, the interesting reason why this might have been like kind of a particularly odd time to do a spontaneous live stream of the Apptrepreneur Show is because, ironically, a lot of my viewers are unlikely to be able to watch this live. In fact, they might not be able to watch much of anything if they are streaming it for a few days, because there is a major outage at Amazon Web Services. Now, what is Amazon Web Services? Well, it's pretty much as it sounds. They host websites and servers for companies, and it's actually one of the few things that makes them money. Well, they are one of the biggest, thus they control a lot of the country. Now, that in and of itself is a problem, but as long as it's working, no one seems to have a problem with it. Well, the dam broke today. The dam broke, and there is an outage that is currently going on. In fact, I don't even know if you can see what's going on the TV. I suspect, though, that the PlayStation Network might be having some issues as a result of this, because it has been unable to log into the Crunchyroll app, and it's been there that way for probably a good 20 minutes or so. Anyway, and this outage is major because they have so many companies. It has actually taken down sites like Roku and Flickr. But anyway, let's look at this article from Forbes. Amazon Web Services, the e-commerce giant's cloud service, has been hit with an outage that has disrupted large portions of the web, including platforms like Roku, Flickr, and Spotify-owned podcast service Anchor, among many others, which also includes grocery delivery service Shipt, Roomba. The New York City subway has blamed the disruption. Crowdsourced data on downed Tector show the outage is also causing problems with Amazon's e-commerce site, which actually explains, like, when I logged into my Amazon web seller services to get a shipping label, that certain information was not available. Here's another thing. The severity of the outage has even affected Amazon Web Services' health dashboard, preventing the company to update the status of its servers. Now, a similar outage in 2017 had also disrupted large swaths of the internet, including sites like Trello, Quora, IFFTT, along with Amazon's voice assistant Alexa. According to a report by analyst firm Canalys, Amazon Web Services is the dominant player in the cloud computing in the world with a market share of 32%. So basically, 32% of the internet is potentially down today. Let that sink in for a little bit. Amazon's closest competitors, Microsoft, Google, and Alibaba, only hold a combined 28% of the market. Still, combined with those two, that's 50%. So you're talking about Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Alibaba. These four companies own 50% of the cloud market. That is insane to think about. And so potentially 50% of my audience don't even have the option to watch this video live. Now, this is actually kind of a short article. I wonder if there's like another one we could do. Let's look at this, of course, see how many things this is affecting. I guess MSN is hosted by Amazon. There we go. Okay, so let's look at this one. Amazon services experiencing a widespread outage with down detector reporting over 1,000 user complaints. Many websites rely on the company's internet infrastructure service to operate. Roku, Adobe, Target-owned Shipt were among the sites reporting outages to be impacting its services. Yeah, so there's Adobe Spark, Roku, Shipt. This is bad. I mean, it's bad. And this is one of the reasons why people should not want one company to own much of, or not much of, but I should say most of, one particular thing. Now, Amazon owns most of every department that they are in. Their failures are few and far between. Their successes are many. There's a reason their stock is over $3,000, and while I would personally never own that stock, I would not be lying if I said my life would be very, very different if I had bought 500 shares of it when it was $20 a share years and years ago. But here's the thing. Well, let's look at this map, because this has a map. Look at all these areas that are being affected by Amazon's web services having an outage. San Francisco is pretty much completely done. Seattle, obviously. You have Los Angeles and San Diego. They're definitely down. I mean, thankfully, I seem to be okay, but I don't rely on Amazon Web Services, so, you know. Phoenix is mostly down. There's a couple of these yellow spots here. Dallas, Houston, Tampa, the Bahamas, Atlanta, Washington, New York. Just look at that. That's absolutely crazy. Now, if we go to Twitter... where I discovered this because it started trending on Twitter, of course. You know, you have like someone like Evan Greer saying, when Amazon Web Services burps and half the internet goes down, maybe, just maybe, it's not a great idea to have a single company with so much control over what has essentially become our society's critical infrastructure. I agree with that. In fact, I'm also kind of surprised that the internet has not been deemed a public utility service, but then we did strike down net neutrality, so, you know. MZ No Way says, we need to seriously up our streams is the simplest and cheapest way for us to be... Okay, that's a little different. Casey Cosgrove says, so, how's your day going? While Jeff Bezos and friends slowly work on getting a large chunk of the internet up and running again, we're working on workarounds to get the site stable again. So, yeah, people are not happy about this. I don't blame them. You know, the internet is pretty essential. And while I personally don't go crazy if the internet goes down, if the internet goes down, I have my physical media. I have my video games, I have my Blu-rays, I have my books, and heck, even my computers, if I just want to write but not post it right away, I can do word processing without the internet. But it's not fun when the internet goes down. It really is not fun. So I feel for a lot of people, maybe this will teach people to, you know, not let Amazon have so much control over the internet. So, all right, let's take a look to see some of the people who are commenting. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? Hi, Kevin. I'll be here, but I'm driving, so I can't chat. Okay, that's fine. Don't want you to be chatting while you drive. CCNetty28, hey, it's been a while. Welcome back. Says, hi, Amazon. Rideshare Lisa says, wow, I need to invest. Well, I mean, I don't know how much... It's going to cost a huge chunk of money, and you know, there's right now other companies that you should probably invest in more than Amazon because they're affordable and they have a lot of places to go. And hey, RBX, how are you doing? So, anyway, I just think this is fun. This is absolutely hilarious. And you can see why I had to do this as a live stream, because the idea of doing a news story about how 32% of the internet can't get on the internet and then making a live stream about that news, I just could not resist. Hey, Rick, how you doing? If the internet goes down, I have a feather pen and a bottle of India ink. Well, good for you. Like I said, I have my physical media, I have my books, and, you know, if the internet goes down, okay, you know what? Old-fashioned book reading. I mean, I tend to reread A Christmas Carol once a year. Might just be the time to reread that. So anyway, so that's pretty much the story. And since there's not a lot of people here, and probably know why there's not a lot of people here today, I guess there's really not much to comment on. So this is probably going to be, on record, the shortest episode of the Apptrepreneur show. But hey, you know what? It was a bonus thing. It wasn't planned initially. I did upload another video early this morning about an absolutely stupid thing that GameStop is doing on Black Friday. That's going to put a lot of people at risk. So, you know, if you're interested in what that might be and why you will want to avoid GameStop on Friday, you know, check that out. It was posted this morning. Anyway, I would like to know what you think about this in general. Most of you will probably be watching this after the fact. Do you think that maybe this is a sign that Amazon should have less control of the internet? Maybe 4 companies shouldn't control half of the cloud server infrastructure? I don't know. I think we would be better off if multiple companies were doing this, but that's just me. I'd love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always,